The other day I was showing you this little Esbit stove from Germany. And one thing I did with it a long time ago, just to experiment, I opened it up all the way like this and made it so it's just a little fire pit. Because you can see that it's got this, depth off the ground once you open it up the wings. So you're coming up you got about a ½ inch. So you're gonna get that convection. And then I just load in whatever your tinder's gonna be, right? Here I'm just gonna use a Vaseline or a, cotton ball full of Vaseline, but I'm gonna use Neosporin here. Anyway, there, and then you have to do it really delicately, but you make just little baby fire. You can get this thing going. So if you ever needed a emergency little fire pit, this will work. Just trying to grab some shavings with this little buck knife. And all I got is this little piece of tile, because I've been on a construction project. So this will be my little grabber. Get some big ones. I was hoping to get a piece of wood so that we could use that as our basically our kindling. A couple of big pieces. There we go. That'll do it. Just enough to show you what I'm trying to do here. Got a little cotton ball makeup remover and some Neosporin. Which way? But basically, an old trick is when you're making these, it's Vaseline and cotton balls, but you can use Neosporin on some of them, so you've got 2 for 1, right? So basically, anything Neosporin, any kind of hair product, any kind of makeup, anything that's got petroleum in it is going to burn. But when you make these little balls like this using, Neosporin, for example, you make 3 of them. Well, you've got something to burn, and then you've also got something for wounds, if you want to use Neosporin. I did some with Vicks Vapor Rub, so you that kind of thing. Anyway, I'm going to spark this up. So we've got our little Esbit stove I was showing you the other day. And I've used these before just like this. Here's our little Neosporin infused cotton ball. And we'll get some of these finer little shavings. It's a delicate little thing, but in a pinch, you can do it. I'm just showing you this because you've always got to be thinking outside the box. But also, as it applies to these little Esbit stoves, since it's lifted here, you can see on the bottom it's got about I'd say 2/8 little gap there. So it's got convection. So you can use it as I'm going to show you here. So I'll just light it, see if I can get it from underneath. No. Just trying to get the ball to go. It'll catch. We're going to get those little shavings going. And then we can lay over. These are our kindling. All right, make a little teepee. The point of this is, this will take off, and then when we set our whatever we're cooking on, you still have this gap. Can you see this? This little opening here, and you can feed in individual pieces. You'd have it all prepped and keep this baby going. And that's just another way that you could use it. You don't have to have the emergency tabs. You can use this as a little, wood-fired pit. I'll use anything. It's just wood, right? Doesn't matter if it's a shim or if it's a 2x4. One time I went camping I couldn't find any wood, so I went to Home Depot and bought a big 8-foot, 10-foot long 2x4. You know, wasn't that much at the time. And hey, I used it. Because what's the difference? It's wood that's just been debarked and cut into a square. It's the same thing. As long as you don't get the stuff that's, you know, chemically treated. And here too, I'm just using this little buck knife, you know, because I'm just pushing things with my hand and making little shavings. Everything works.